Good morning to you, Barbara. So how are the Americans framing this raid?
Good morning. Well, they're saying that this raid and the death of the ISIS leader has dealt a significant blow to the organisation. In fact, the White House spokeswoman Jen Psaki called it a catastrophic blow. This was a raid carried out in the dead of night by US Special Forces. They essentially surrounded the compound where he was living in northern Syria in Idlib province. They say they stayed there for some time to try and ensure civilians in that building could get out. Eventually, Ibrahim al-Hashimi al-Qurayshi detonated a bomb on the third floor of that building where he was living, killing himself, and US authorities say his wife and at least a couple of his children. They say that this man, who'd been in charge of the organisation since 2019, played a key role in the genocide of the Yazidi people back in the mid-2010s, and also was instrumental in a recent attack on a prison where hundreds of ISIS fighters were being held and where many were killed, but many also escaped. So President Biden said that this is a significant moment. Let's just hear the way that President Biden presented this news.
Last night's operation took a major terrorist leader off the battlefield, and it sent a strong message to terrorists around the world. We will come after you and find you. Once again, today, we continue our unceasing effort to keep the American people safe and to strengthen the security of our allies and partners around the world. I want to thank you all, and may God bless you, and may God protect our troops.
Barbara, we've heard that there were civilian casualties, so what did the White House have to say about that?
That's right, as is often the case, differing accounts of the number of casualties. Local responders say 13 people were killed, including many women and children. The White House and the Pentagon's numbers are a little bit lower. They say, in addition to the ISIS leader, his wife and a couple of kids, a man they describe as a lieutenant of his on the second floor of that building, and that man's wife got involved in a shootout with the US Special Forces. They were killed, and also it appears, they say, a child on that floor. What the US authorities are saying is they went to extreme efforts, they say, to try and reduce civilian casualties. They rehearsed this maneuver dozens of times. There was a tabletop model of this compound, for example, that they used in the preparation. And they say they stayed in the air around that compound for a couple of hours, giving repeated warnings, urging civilians to leave the building. So the Pentagon very much taking the line that those casualties are really the fault of the ISIS leader and his accomplice. They are stressing, of course, that their report into this is still being prepared. And as we've seen with a number of tragic incidents in the past, sometimes as time progresses, the account changes and the US is forced to admit that more civilian casualties there were more civilian casualties than they initially said that there were. But for the moment, they said they did all they can, and they're laying the blame for those deaths squarely at the feet of the ISIS leader.
We'll see how that plays out. Barbara Miller, thank you.